Hello, my dear listeners. Welcome back to another episode of Hearts Unlocked. If you're new here, welcome to the family of Hearts Unlocked. Before we proceed to today's episode, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hearts Unlocked Podcast. Follow me on my Instagram channel, Tasty Travel and Talks, for more content. For those who are Spotify fans, you can listen to my podcast on Spotify as well. It's available at Spotify, Hearts Unlocked Podcast. Please do follow me on Spotify and give it a 5-star rating, as it would motivate me to create more content for you guys. I'm your host, Veronica, and today's episode is. Before we begin, please note that the names used in this podcast are not real and have been changed to protect the privacy and identity of the individuals involved. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or deceased, is purely coincidence. Our goal is to share stories and experience while respecting and protecting the confidentiality of the person and creating a safe space for open conversations. Today, we are going to dive into stories, emotions, and the wisdom life teaches us along the way. Today's episode is going to be a little different. It's all about fun, a heartful chit chat with a dear friend. We will share laughs, memories, all the sprinkles in your life, and wisdom about life, love, and everything in between. So just grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and join us for this relaxing, soul nourishing conversations. Let's unlock some hearts together. Hi,
Okay.
Percy. How are you?
Hi, Veronica. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great, but it has been long. I don't know how many years.
Yes, almost 4 years to be exact.
4. Oh, wow.
Yeah, the last time we spoke was when I think I was just out of the same company we worked out, and I was traveling to a different place, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like you're good with numbers. You remember like 4 years.
Yeah, yeah. You can say that I have a not so sharp but good memory.
Yeah, you do. I mean, when compared to me, you actually do. Okay, why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Okay. Hi, I'm Percy. I'm Veronica's good friend. Okay. And we both were batchmates in one of the companies that we worked together. And I love Veronica's way of, talking and how we spend time with each other. And it was like totally out of the blue. So Veronica happens to be one of my good, bestest friends, if I can say. Yeah.
Best, good.
Okay. All. Take all the words, good words that you can find and put it along with yourself, Veronica.
Thank you. Actually, it was, I still remember the first day we met. So I guess it was the orientation day, right? The first day of the company.
Yes.
And I guess you were there first. And after that, I have arrived.
Yeah. And trust me, I still have a very bad habit of reaching any venue about 15 to 20 minutes earlier. And
Don't worry.
uh, yeah, and I don't know how many people I've met like that, but you were the first person to actually walk up and talk to me.
Oh, I did? Oh, wow.
Yes, you did. You don't remember, but I do because I guess we were having other friends around. Like they became friends a lot later.
Yeah.
But when we were sitting in the orientation room, I guess you were just beside me, but you
Mm-hmm.
took the initiative first to talk, just pull your chair aside and, just say a hi or something. Because not many people take that initiative.
I'm actually impressed that I took the initiative because I am mostly the, introvert person wherein I'll be like, okay, anyone comes and talk to me, okay, I'll just respond or I'll just answer to whatever they ask me, but I'll not proactively go and talk. But I guess it's something about you which, like, made me felt like, oh, I have to go and proactively talk to her, which is wow.
Thank you for that. I don't get those sort of compliments a lot, but yeah, thank you for saying that. But I am glad that you spoke to me because I was like so happy that I finally have someone to talk to in a completely strange company. But anyhow, I had a wonderful time with you until we both got different LOBs to work on, but still we were like bumping onto each other and
Exactly.
yeah, and still catching up with all the things that we did earlier. So I still miss all those days that we had in
Me
that company.
too.
But yeah, and no problem anyhow, because for me, time doesn't matter. You can just call me up anytime, and then you within maybe 30 to 40 minutes, you'll get a whole summary of what happened in the last 3 4 years.
Wow. I mean, that's actually great if you can summarize 3, 4 years in just 30 minutes.
Yeah, a lot has happened, so maybe I cannot summarize it, but I can definitely highlight few of the
Uh-huh.
things that happened. But I don't want it to be, like a one-way roadshow. So let's just say like pick a year or something, and then we can talk about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What were your major, uh, actually, I guess I know maximum of your major highlights since the day you left the company because we were like, although we were not talking constantly, I guess it's maybe through here and there we were texting or the statuses you put up and I put up, so I guess due to which we are somewhere we know what's going on each other's life.
That's right. Yeah.
It's not like we were, although we were like miles apart from each other, but still we were like close in touch with each other. That is the
Yes.
best thing
Totally.
which I actually like about you, because I actually have friends. I don't, you know I really don't say that everyone are like you. I have friends who are in US right now, and a couple of them are over here itself. Like one person
Hmm.
is just, like 10 minutes away from my house, and the other person lives in like maybe 20 kilometers away. But basically, we end up living in the same city, but
Right.
we are not in touch. We are like, okay, she has her own life or I have my own life kind of a thing. But sometimes I
Yeah.
feel that, we are drifting apart because of that. I know everyone will have their own life, their family, their kids and
Yeah.
everything comes priority. That's for sure.
That's right. Yeah.
At the same time, I feel that, when I went to Maldives for a vacation, basically it's not like a vacation, it's for a getaway. I want to clear my head and I need a break from work and stuff. From work, from people, from everything. So when I went to Maldives, like I guess a year ago, if I'm not wrong, and it was a women's trip, and that was the best trip ever. Trust me. I've seen all these women who are married, and they have kids. Like they're studying. Maybe they are in their teens, or some are like maybe like 10 years, 11 years, 12 years kids.
Mm-hmm.
They left
Mm-hmm.
their kids with their husbands and their in-laws, and they came for a 4-day trip. I'm like, with their group of friends. I'm like, wow.
That happens to be one on my bucket list as well, but I don't know when I'll be able to take that. But I would like to have one of such trips because for me it feels like forever since I did anything I like in a whole day. It's like it's a big you can say luxury to have one whole day to yourself and do whatever
Exactly.
you like. Yeah,
I know.
it is a luxury. Trust me when I say that.
Being being a mom, I know you you know it better than anyone else. Like,
Yeah,
how.
I strongly believe one thing that even though being a mother, being a wife, or whatever roles life keeps throwing at you, they
Mhm,
all have their own importance. They all have their own, emotional bondage with you.
mhm,
But is that until and unless you still have you still be yourself, you have to be yourself to make sure that you are implementing yourself completely in all these roles. You know,
mm,
you have to, if you are a mom, you have to be 100% mom. If you are a wife, you have to be 100% wife. So to be 100% in every role, first you have to be yourself 100%. You know, first you have to be you first,
mm.
because it's basically every role is dependent on you first.
Exactly.
If you lose your own original nature, if you lose yourself in the process of implementing every role or prioritizing everything else will be affected no matter what, because it's a
Yes.
chain reaction. it's
Yeah.
it's a chain reaction. It's just like a domino. If the first domino first, rest of them follow. So what I mean to say is that if sometimes it is important to take some time out of your
Mhm.
daily routine. It could be maybe a 30 minutes walk, or maybe having a talk with your friend, like I'm chatting with you after so many days. I feel so refreshed already. So yeah, trust me. So all these little getaways that
Mhm.
you saw, as you said, that there was some woman who was so lucky to get 4 days.
Mm.
So all these days are like, the charge up
Exactly.
time for yourself. Yeah. So for you to become yourself again, you
Hmm.
know, and we are not like, a single person who's like present everywhere. We are like trees. If our roots are not strong, our branches won't survive.
Wow.
So,
I love this example.
yeah. So roots are basically nothing but your personality, your own nature. And the branches are the relationships that keep adding on to your life, post everything else. So to keep the branches fresh, you have to make sure that the roots are reaching out to the water, or rejuvenating themselves. So it's important that you even rejuvenate yourself. So yeah, I strongly believe those women might be having the best time of their lives right now,
See,
because after those 4 days they might have gathered energy for next 4 years.
I mean, I am following some of them on Instagram, and
Yeah.
I've seen them, like, they've been to a family trip to Vietnam recently, and one of them went to a family trip with Vietnam. The other person went on a family trip to Europe, and now
Wow.
they are like they've promised each other, stating that at least
Yeah.
once in 2 years or once in 3 years, we need to get together and plan a friends trip. That is the promise they have made. They have made to themselves. They have made to each other, stating that this
Yeah.
is how it's going to work. Like once in 2 years or once in 3 years, a 3 to 4 day vacation, we are going. I'm like, wow, I really love
Once they
this.
live up to their promises, I'm sure that they'll lead their lives in the best way that they can. But what I believe strongly is that to avoid any sort of conflict of time, or maybe conflict of interest,
Mm-hmm.
I always make sure that I make a promise to myself first, because
Okay.
I need to have a clear mind. I
Yeah.
need to have a clear mind, and I need to do it. When I say I need to do it, it's not one thing that you are just you're just planning a vacation. Let's say I'm going to a vacation next month. I'll simply book the date, book the tickets. No, that's not how it works, right?
Mm, mm,
A series of things that happen when you start from this day till that day.
mm.
So you should be mentally ready to not only make yourself ready for that time, but also the people around you,
True.
because they are dependent on you for something or the other,
Mm, mm,
right? So if you are like no matter, even if you are like a homemaker, because currently I am a homemaker,
mm,
because I'm prioritizing my motherhood a little more right now. So even if you're a homemaker, they are like a stringent, not stringent, but maybe you can say things that are like very delicately balanced on you, right?
mm.
It becomes your responsibility to make sure that all these things are are reaching at that point where they are okay to let you go. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Mm, mm,
That is how things work when you are in a family.
true.
Right. So, and I won't say it's different for bachelors also. For bachelors as well, you have your work, you have your friends and everything, you have your commitments. So, what I'm saying is that justify every commitment that you can before you reach to that point where you want that time off.
Mm,
So, even if it's like a week from now, let's say a Sunday, I need a whole day off. I'll make sure that whatever that needs to be done by Sunday, that is addressed properly,
mm.
so that even my absence won't affect it.
It shouldn't. Yeah. Because what is the point if you're like really, I mean, I feel what is the point if we really like take a day off and you like, still, you're still getting, I mean, you obviously you would get calls from home and all and everything, that's for sure. But, constantly they'll be asking you, where is this or what is this or I need you. Instead of that, no,
Mhm.
it's again, then it will be again two way around. You would be having a feeling saying that, oh, my family needs me there, but I'm not able to be there. And, your family also
That
feels the same way.
preparing you. Yeah, that is what I'm saying. Preparing yourself mentally.
Exactly.
See, off means a day off.
Yeah.
So it is like completely you have to. What I would do is I would definitely inform everyone that if there is a real emergency as well,
Mm-hmm.
um like you can drop me a message and I make sure that I check my messages. That's okay, because
Yeah.
you are not alone in this world. You have certain commitments, you have certain people depending on you, and you should respect that relationships as well. But when they are respecting the time that you want, it's okay to not ponder about it the whole day. I'm just saying, just have a look. Maybe
Mm,
there's a
of
real
course.
yeah. So if there is no real emergency, no problem. You can still switch off the phone and you can, drop in a message that, guys, I'm going to be available from this time to this time. So if there's anything that you really need, please drop in a message. If not, that's fine. Yeah. So that is the clarity you have to maintain with the
Mm,
members or anyone, even if they are your friends or anyone you are with. You have to make sure that your communication is clear, and how you want to be, they know, right?
mm.
And then if they when people, they really want you in life, they will respect your needs. Definitely they will.
They will.
And I've seen my family members, you
Mm-hmm.
know there have been times when I've been to my mother's place, and like no one used to call me from my in-laws, although even my husband doesn't used to
Wow.
disturb me. So it is like that, you know
I
so
really
when
love it, when they are so understanding, they'll give you your time. That is actually very great.
that is the communication you maintain from the
Hmm.
beginning, from day one.
Exactly. It
That
should
is
be
the
there from the beginning. Hmm.
It is always from the beginning. You can never start something afresh and expect it to be like that forever. No, it doesn't. It takes time. It takes time for you to develop trust. It takes time for them to understand you. It takes time for everyone to, come at that pace. So I strongly believe in maintaining a clear communication between people you love and the commitments that you have. Even if they are professional, they will understand. Nowadays companies are like accommodating everyone like anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there is always a thin line between taking what you deserve and just doing things because they are accommodating you.
Mm.
Taking what you deserve is fine, but as I said, anything that you overdo it will
Yeah.
definitely come to a point where that little trust that you have
Mm-hmm.
between family and the friends and everything, that will be broken. So once it's broken, no one will trust you and no one will cooperate with you. They won't, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
always keep a toe behind the line whenever you get a chance. So that's what I follow sincerely in my life. So
Mm.
far, no problems have come, touch wood. But yeah, problems will definitely come. It's just that, I don't look at them like problems. It's like something, if you're together with people who understand you, you can come to a solution about any problem.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
no, that's one more thing which I actually believe in. Like,
Yes.
people say that life is always like a roller coaster ride. See, I feel that life is meant to be a roller coaster, but it
Yes.
totally depends on you to how do you uh, it's your point of view. How do you take it up? Do you want to enjoy the roller coaster ride, or do you just want to scream, close your eyes and just fear, just shoot out your anxiety and fear for the roller coaster? So it's totally up to you to how you take it, and obviously it's again with the people surrounding you who are understanding, who are willing to stand up for you, who are willing to be there for you. They would
Yeah.
obviously make the roller coaster ride even more easier.
So I would say that yes, life is a roller coaster. You will have moments when you'll be fearing. You'll have moments when you'll have a lot of anxiety. The thing is that at the not you have to keep telling yourself that this is not going to be here forever.
Hmm.
This is just a passing moment. So it's always about taking things smoothly. So I like to think of myself as maybe a sponge. Have you ever seen a sponge?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what does a sponge do is that even if you put it, I'm not talking about actually rubbing the sponge across the cactus. No, I'm saying if you put a sponge on a rose, or if you put a sponge on a bed of thorns, the
Hmm.
sponge will remain sponge. The thing is, you have to accept things that come to you gracefully, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
a bad moment, whether it's a worst moment, whether it's a happiest moment,
Hmm.
right? Be like a sponge and grab whatever you can, like the good thing, if I may say, and leave the rest, because that's not going to stay there with you for long.
Hmm.
That moment will definitely pass on, right?
Hmm.
A moment of anxiety and everything, all these are a mixed bag of emotions, and if you are not feeling them, you're not human.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to be human enough, you have to
You have to
go
feel
through each
every
and
single
every emotion.
emotion.
Yes,
Hmm.
live in it. It's
Hmm.
okay to it's okay to cry. It's okay to laugh out loud. Like all these are a mixed bag of emotions. It's like if you see a garden full of roses every day, you might get bored of it, but if you see a garden full of different flowers every day, you will never get bored of it. So life is not meant to go at one pace. Life will never stay at one pace.
It'll never
So
stay at one
you
place. Yeah.
don't have to, yeah, you just experience that moment fully. If you
Hmm.
want to cry, cry fully. If you want to feel anxious, it's okay. Even if for 2, 3 minutes, feel anxious. But at the end of every moment, say this to yourself that this won't stay here. This
Hmm.
is going to pass. This is going to pass. So this keeps you, this stops you from trembling. This stops you
Hmm.
from fear. So it's okay. Fine. I believe in taking life as it comes to me. And I think that is how I think I've maintained myself so far. I'm going to do that till the end as well. But
You
because
will, I know.
whatever, yeah, whatever everyone is trying to tell you around the world is be calm and be happy. You can't be happy all the time, but you can be calm all the time.
Well, there is a, that is a, what do you call it as, there is a technique which I have actually learning. I've, I mean, I've learned it. At the same time, I'm sometimes unlearning some things and relearning some things. When and how did
Yeah.
you actually stay calm in every situation? That was, to be more precise, I was a emotional roller coaster. Okay,
Mhm.
whichever emotion comes up, although I try to control it and not show it in terms of my voice or in terms of my action, but my face says everything. I can't even hide it. But uh,
That's wonderful.
that's actually one way it's wonderful. The other way, I just can't keep it, bottled up uh, for a very long time. But I tried to bottle it up. And, when the time is right, or no, it's not the time is right, to be more precise, when the bottle overflows, that is when all the emotion shoots out like a volcano at once. And that was like very difficult to, what do you call it, as understand what emotion is popping up, because it was like all the emotions were bottled up and suddenly it overflowed and it burst like volcano. So which emotion I should deal with it now? Happiness, sadness, irritation, anger, or whatever. But now I can say that I'm better at handling it. I'm not bottling it up. And I'm
Yes.
like, then and there, if I'm like, I'm irritated with someone, or I'm anxious, or I am like, angry or something, I'm like letting them know, hey, you did this. And I actually quite didn't like what you did. So can you please, you know, don't do it going further. So when I just say it out, how better I feel.
Sometimes, people don't even have that courage to speak it out loud because they are thinking mostly like, I don't want to spoil certain
Mhm.
type of rapport I have with
I
this
understand.
person. So when this thing comes in, that is when the bottling up starts. It's not good for
Mm-hmm.
it.
It's not
So bottling up emotions is not good for any relationship, whether
any.
even if it's just acquaintance as well. So what I definitely do in that situation is that if you don't find a person to talk to,
Mm-hmm.
you will always have a pen to write about. You
Yeah.
will always have a notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Put it out there, right? You
Mm-hmm.
know how to write. Okay, even if you can't write, just maybe have a buddy with you, maybe a toy or something, because this is something that the kids are being taught right now in different countries,
Yes.
that have a buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Book have a if you can write, that's very good. If you don't want to write, you just want to talk, find a buddy. Doesn't have to be a person, doesn't have to
Mm-hmm.
be a person, it could be a tree, it could be anything, to let your emotions out,
Mm-hmm.
because being bottled up is not good. Even bottled up water starts smelling some after some time. So it is not good to keep things inside. It's okay to keep it out. And sometimes when people can't read your emotions, maybe they won't even try to acknowledge it.
Acknowledge it.
You may feel
Exactly.
sad. Yeah, you may start feeling sad, and this leads to further anguish and depression and all that. No, it's not necessary. You have to keep yourself healthy. Put it out put it out somewhere, write it down, because that's how I cultivated the writing the habit of poems.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, I guess
at one point,
that is how we both started it, if I'm not wrong.
yes,
Ah,
yes.
yeah. Because I mean, actually, when it comes to me, I started, let it be poems or my recently published book. Everything is just whatever's in my brain, whatever's in my heart, the thoughts, everything. At first, I was very skeptical, to be more precise. I'll be like, oh my God, should I put a pet name? Should I put a alias name? I don't want to use my name. So people would know that, hey, they
How
might,
we
exactly, they might connect the dots. What if my cousins read it? Or what if my mom reads it? My dad reads it? They'll be able to connect the dots saying that, oh, this is what happened. So,
Veronica, it happened with me. I had to write about something that happened in the school in one of the diaries,
mhm.
and like I accidentally it was read by my mother,
Ah,
and I
okay,
like, oh my, this is not going to help because I don't want somebody to read it. I wrote it for myself,
exactly.
right?
Uh-huh.
So what I was gonna do was that I would simply started, twisting words. That's how I started writing my first poem. So poems were the way to express my feelings, and trust me, till today, like few people don't understand why what I'm writing about.
Oh wow. Well, there is, I mean, in a way, good for you, so that if they accidentally end up ending up, reading your diary, they'll not understand what you write, but at least you know that, hey, this is my context.
Not always good because
Sometimes you want
long
them to
back I
know.
wrote something for my husband. Yeah, long back I wrote something for my husband. I wanted him to like read it and understand it. He couldn't. So he was, oh my God. All my feelings were like, oh, I was I was expecting like he'll be moved, he will be so happy, or he'll get emotional and all
Oh.
that.
Uh-huh.
What happened? I'm sorry. I know you wrote this for me. I really really like it. I know that you wanted to express something through this, but I can't understand what you
Oh,
did.
well, you. Okay. Then what did you do then?
I explained it to him line by line, which no poet has to do, but sort of, I wanted him to know what I wrote, and he was like, "Oh wow, that was really nice. Thank you so much." So my husband is like very, you can say, less speaking type of a person,
Mm-hmm.
and he expresses it through actions, not by words. So he's more into taking care of everyone around him.
Mm-hmm.
So I am way of expression, but the thing is that I wanted to tell him how I felt about him, but through a poem. So that didn't work out. So I would, so as it happens. So the only reason that I started writing poems was to, I wanted that my family members should not know what I'm talking about, but that followed up to somewhere differently, which I don't want. But anyhow, it's a good thing anyhow. So he started. He does read few of my poems, and then he said, "Yeah, I can. I am understanding a little bit, but not why
Oh,
you use this
wow.
word." Yeah, he says, "Why did you use this word here? What does it mean?" So it's like that. Yeah, I'm
That's,
like that part.
I mean, that's good that,
Oh,
he's trying to understand it.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's nice.
Okay, so tell me what you like. Tell me about your first experience as a poet.
I mean, my first experience was more about, I was a part of the book. Okay. Now that I am the whole and soul author of an entire book, but my first experience that I was just part of a book, and I guess I'm not sure who reached out to me, but someone reached out to me through Instagram, asking me saying that would you like to write a poem, just a page or two, and they gave me a genre of, I guess, about friendship. And I was like, oh wow, I would do it. That is when
Mm-hmm.
I started, putting up words. I tried to, make it rhyme with the first word and the last word, kind of thing. But then I tried to search some words in Google, and I tried,
Mm-hmm.
just made up a poem. So I was like, wow, not bad for the first try. That was the first time I actually wrote a poem. So before that, I just always do entries in my diary. Hey, saying that, hey, diary, I'll just name my diary something. First time I'll name my diary Diary. Or when I'm in a very good mood, I'll name it Rocky. Or when I'm in a very good mood, I'll name it Sweetheart. I don't know, I'll just name something or the other. Every single day, my diary's name changes. Dear Rocky, or Dear Diary, or Dear Sweetheart, whatever. So it was always diary entries. Then
Wow. Mm-hmm.
suddenly someone like asked me, why don't you write a poem? And they said saying that, send it to us first and we'll see if it could be published in the book. I'm like, okay, let's give it a try. And they are like, if
Mm-hmm.
it could be published, that is when we will charge you the, minimal fee of that. If not, no. I was like, okay, let's give it a try. If it works, okay. If not, no, right? Then I just gave it a try and they were like, it's good. We can get it in the book. I was like, oh, wow. That is when I thought I have that, caliber to even write a poem. That's when I started writing a poems. And I also kind of like the rhythm of the poems, wherein, synchronicities or the wherein the words sounds alike. That's how actually, poem means. The first thing when you say poem, that's the thing which comes into your mind.
Yeah, for me, poem is, I don't look at all the technicalities of a poem, but when I write something, yeah, when I write something, it's just like it just comes out the way it is. So sometimes they might be matching words, sometimes they might not be matching words, but I try to, what I do is that I summarize maybe three lines of the sentence that I want to say into maybe 4 or 5 words. That's what I do when I
Mhm.
write a poem. So that, as I told you, I was encoding everything.
That's actually, I mean, when you say a poem, that is how it should be, like, go with the flow. But
Yeah.
now that, the first time, now that I know that poem means it's a flow, and the first time when I wrote a poem, I guess it was like 5 years ago, 5 years ago or 6 years ago. That time, my
Turned
only,
out beautiful poem. I did read it.
you
You
did?
showed it. Yes. I told you I have a good memory.
Yeah, yeah. Now I can understand that. You did. I don't even remember me showing you. I did. Oh my God. Okay.
I
It's
told
really
you the
nice.
person was like really, really intense.
Wow.
The things we spoke, things
Yeah,
we were
actually.
sharing. Yeah, we were actually interrupted by a trainer that now it's time for the induction. We were like so engrossed in the way that we are talking with each other. So,
Wow. So we got
yeah,
connected with multiple things, the way we both arrive earlier than usual, the way we write, diary or poems. Oh, looks like that's how actually we got connected in the first place.
I should thank you for, becoming a little window for, actually putting my poems out there. I wasn't very sure that, my poems were good enough to be out there, but you happened to be my first window of opportunity.
Thank you.
You actually showed the way, so thank you so much. I always owe my first publication to you. Uh, it's
I'm
still
honored.
not completely my own publication, but I have a part in it, and that's a huge thing for me. So thank you so much for that.
I mean, you're welcome, of course. The first thing, I guess, yeah, I remember that day I reached out to you asking, saying that, hey, I'm publishing a book and I would like your poem to be in it.
I was shocked. Trust me, my first reaction was, "What? Really?" Like, she's such a good poet, and I am a totally amateur poet. I don't even know. I haven't shown my
Say that.
poems to anyone.
I did, read your poems too. They
Yeah.
don't, they don't sound or they don't look like you're just a beginner. Okay. They were actually very good.
Thank you. I'm blushing now. I just simply write what comes to my mind. I wasn't even sure I was ready to put put it out there, but you encouraged me. So yeah, and right now I even when I write something, I just think maybe write it in a way that people at least read it once, they'll at least understand 30% of what I've written.
30% of it. I'm pretty sure, the people out there, the poets out there, they definitely do understand. And people like, I mean, your husband, or people like my parents, my siblings, who are not aware of this poetic form of writing, maybe they would take, a little more longer time to understand what is what. Or maybe, just if it's people like my brother, he'll just Google and try to rhyme it, and he'll try to understand. But I feel that poem is mostly like a feeling, it's about people just feel the words, they feel your emotion. So yeah, it's about the words, yes, it's about the lyrics, and at the same time it's about the beat of the song, right? So it's the same way. It's about the words, but mostly it's about the feelings, the emotions, and everything you put in. Surely we still have a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about. Your life, my life, how it has been, what's going on. But let us just give a teeny whiny pause here. And my dear listeners, this is not the end. Stay tuned for part 2.